Welcome back to the deep dive. We take your research pile, your articles, your data, and basically give you the fastest way to get smart on a topic. And today, yeah, we're going electric, but doing it safely. You sent over this huge stack of 2025 safety studies. We're talking the latest EVs, hybrids, plug-ins, the works. So our mission today, cut through all the noise, the marketing spin, the different reports, and find the actual safest bets based on data. We're not just looking at like overall winners. We want to zero in on that super popular small SUV segment. And crucially, check out what makes sense for families. Space, seats, that kind of thing.
Okay, let's unpack this. So, when you talk car safety, right off the bat, you run into the two big names in the U.S., NHTSA, that's the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, and the IIHS, the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. But for EVs, it's not just about crash dummies and steel cages anymore. The really big difference, the thing that gets special attention with electric vehicles, is the battery, its integrity. Think about it. These lithium-ion packs are, well, powerful and heavy, usually the heaviest single part. So the IHS, specifically, they add checks during the crash test. They need to be sure that hit doesn't damage the battery pack, because a damaged pack could mean, a fire risk, thermal runaway. That's kind of the new baseline we're looking for in these top cars.
Right, so that structural piece, making sure the battery holds up, that's table stakes now. Okay, let's quickly cover the basics of the test, but get to what it means for you listening. NHTSA's got the 5-star system, right?
Yep, the 5-star safety ratings. Pretty straightforward. They test frontal crashes, think a 35-mile-per-hour head-on collision, then side impacts, both hitting a barrier and hitting a pole. And they look at rollover risk. 5 stars is the top score. Simple enough.
But the IIH, they're the really tough ones, aren't they?
Oh, definitely. The IIHS is known for being rigorous. Their scale is different: good, acceptable, marginal, or poor. And to get their big awards, the top safety pick or the even better top safety pick plus our cars have to ace some really specific difficult tests. We're talking things like the small overlap front test. Imagine clipping a tree or a utility pole with just like a quarter of the car's front.
Ouch. Yeah, that sounds like you would really test the structure.
Exactly. That's where the engineering really shows. And they also look hard at roof strength head restraints. And like we said, for EVs, that battery check.
Okay, so here's something that really jumped out from the sources, kind of the first big takeaway for you listening. It seems like basic crash safety, the structure and airbags part, it's almost a solved problem for these top EVs now. The tech is standard.
That's a great way to put it. It really is. You look across all the top-rated models in the studies you sent, the Mach-E, the Ion IQ5, the Subaru Solterra, the Cadillac Lyriq, the basic safety tech. It's all there. Standard, automatic emergency braking, or AEB, the system that hits the brakes if you're about to crash. That's standard. Lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring, adaptive cruise control. It's just expected now on these vehicles.
And here's where it gets really interesting, because the sources are showing this move towards layers of safety, redundancy.
Exactly. You're seeing more advanced sensors, radar-based systems becoming the norm. Plus, these sophisticated driver monitoring systems, some watch the road, some actually watch you, the driver, to make sure you're paying attention.
Wow. So basically, top-notch safety isn't a luxury add-on anymore. It's just the price of admission if you want to play in the top tier of the EV market.
Precisely. It's foundational.
Okay, so let's narrow things down a bit. Small and compact electric SUVs are huge right now. Super popular segment. So we looked at the IC Cars rankings. They do this cool thing where they crunch, 5 years of data?
Yeah, 5 years of both NHTSA and IIHS data. They boil it all down into a single safety score out of 10, which is honestly a great shortcut for you trying to figure this out. It cuts right through the clutter in a really crowded market segment. So IC Cars looked at 10 electric compact SUVs, and the results are pretty striking. The top 3 all got a perfect 10 out of 10.
Perfect 10. Okay, who are they?
All right, number 1 on their list, the Subaru Solterra. It got 5 stars from NHTSA and the IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus Award. Just excellent scores all around. Tied with it, also a perfect 10, is the Hyundai Ion IQ5, another IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winner. And rounding out that top group, number 3, also a 10 out of 10, the Ford Mustang Mach-E, again, 5 NHTSA stars, and the IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus 10.
Hold on a sec. The Solterra, the Ion IQ5, the Mach-E, they're all perfect 10s. But they're pretty different vehicles, right? I mean, the Mach-E is quite distinct from the Solterra in terms of size and shape. How can they all score identically perfect? Does that just mean they all met the standard even if they did it differently?
That's exactly the question. And yeah, the data shows the standard is high. Once you clear that bar, you've cleared it. They all provide top-level protection. But here's the interesting part, and this is about the IC Cars method itself. It explains why the Solterra gets the #1 ranking despite the tie. If we connect this to the bigger picture, I see Cars uses an overall quality score to break ties when safety scores are identical. That overall score includes things like reliability and how well the car holds its value retention.
Ah, okay, so they all ace the safety tests equally.
Right. But when they looked at the whole package, the Solterra apparently edged out the others on reliability and resale value. That's what put it first.
That's actually a really important insight. It's not about one being safer in a crash than the others at that top level. It's more about the long-term picture. Reliability, value. Good to know.
Definitely. And just below those perfect 10s, you had really strong performers too. The Volkswagen ID.4 and the Nissan Ariya both scored an excellent 9.0 out of 10. It just reinforces that this whole segment, these small electric SUVs, they're generally very, very safe vehicles.
Okay, makes sense. Small SUVs nailed it on safety tests. But safe for one person driving is one thing.
Yeah.
What about packing in the kids?
Yeah.
Let's shift gears now. Forget just crash tests for a second.
Yeah.
Let's talk about family life, space, car seats, budget, the real world stuff.
Right. So now we're looking at a different study, one that ranked EVs specifically on family practicality. They looked at interior volume, how many seats, crucially, how many child seats you can fit, and yeah, price, affordability matters.
And this study threw up a really interesting winner for families. A vehicle that got a perfect score, 100 out of 100 on their family index.
Yeah.
And it's one that's really shaken up the market, especially for three-row SUVs. We're talking about the Kia EV9.
Yeah, the EV9 really stands out here. It offers 6 or 7 seats, which is great flexibility. It's got a really spacious interior, about 128 cubic feet. And here's the kicker for families. It can fit up to 4 child seats.
4? Wow.
Yeah, 4, which is pretty rare. And the price point starting around $54,900 is actually quite competitive for a big electric 3-row SUV like that.
Okay, so compare that to the runner-up. The Rivian R1S scored 96, so still really high.
Right, the R1S. Now, it actually has more interior space than the EV9, 137 cubic feet, which is massive. And it also fits 4 child seats. So capability-wise, it's top-notch.
But the price?
But the price, that's the trade-off. The R1S starts way up there, around $77,700. It's definitely a premium vehicle.
So the EV9 kind of hits that sweet spot, doesn't it? Loads of utility, top family score, but without that luxury price tag.
Yeah, exactly. It shows you don't necessarily have to spend huge money to get a really practical, safe, large electric family hauler.
And this study also pointed out some great options if budget is like the main concern, right? But still good for families.
Absolutely. If affordability is key, the Mazda CX-90 scored really well, 93 points. It starts under $38,000, which is fantastic, offers good space, 121 cubic feet, and fits 3 child seats. It's a plug-in hybrid, mind you, not a full EV, but great value.
But wait, the VW ID.4 popped up again here too, didn't it?
It did, the Volkswagen ID.4. It scored 80 on this family index. Now, 80 might not sound as impressive as 100 or 96,
Yeah.
but you have to look at what you get for the price. It starts just under $40,000, and it offers a huge amount of interior space for that money, 130 cubic feet. More space than the Mazda, actually almost as much as the Kia EV9. The trade-off is it only officially fits 2 child seats easily.
So with the ID.4, you're getting maximum space for the money, basically, but maybe slightly less kid-carrying capacity than the 3-row options.
That's the gist of it, yeah. Great space per dollar.
And just to round out that family study, there were luxury players too, right? Like Cadillac, Lexus.
Yep. The Cadillac Lyriq, Lexus RZ, Genesis Electrified GV70, they all did well in the family rankings too. It just confirms that even at the high end, family needs aren't being ignored. You can get luxury and practicality.
Okay, let's try and tie this all together. We've looked at crash tests, small SUVs, family features.
And what's really striking is the consistency, isn't it? Seeing models like the VW ID.4, the Nissan Ariya, the Ford Mustang Mach-E show up as strong performers across different lists, as different criteria.
Yeah, that's a good point. Whether it's pure crash safety or how they stack up against similar SUVs or even family stuff, some names just keep appearing.
It really shows they're just fundamentally well-engineered, safe vehicles overall. So what does this all mean? What's the big takeaway for you listening?
I think it confirms that switching to electric, you really don't have to sacrifice safety at all. The standard is just incredibly high now, especially for these 2025 models. Exactly. Safety is almost like a given at this point among the top contenders. It lets you, the buyer, focus more on the other things that matter to you. You know, like range, charging speed, how big it is, the tech features inside, and of course the price. You can weigh those factors knowing the safety baseline is already excellent. There was a quote in one of the sources, and an analyst said something like, families don't need to compromise on safety to go electric, regardless of their budget. I thought that summed it up perfectly.
That's a great quote. Captures it well.
So, quick recap. We looked at the hardcore crash test readings from NHTSA and IIHS. We saw how IC cars rank small SUVs, where overall quality can actually break a tie even among perfectly safe cars. And we dove into family needs space, seats, affordability, where cars like the Kia EV9 and VW ID.4 really shine in different ways.
The evidence is clear. The 2025 EV market is fundamentally safe. You've got great choices.
Okay, so that brings us to one final thought, something that kind of emerged from looking at all this. A bit provocative, maybe. We've established all this great standard safety tech, right? AED, lane keeping, it's all baked in. You need it for the top ratings.
Right. It's expected.
But then you see things like the Cadillac Lyriq was mentioned with its Super Cruise system. That's the hands-free driving thing.
Yeah, the advanced driver assist systems.
And the sources noted the Super Cruise requires a subscription, an ongoing payment.
Mm-hmm. That's becoming more common for those really high-level features.
So here's the question for you to chew on. Are you comfortable with this split, where the core safety stuff is standard, included, but the absolute cutting-edge, semi-autonomous features might become something you pay for monthly, forever?
It's definitely a trend to watch. Where does standard safety end and premium subscription-based convenience begin?
Something to think about next time you're comparing window stickers, maybe. Well, that's our deep dive for today. Huge thanks for sending in your sources and letting us break it all down for you. If you found this useful, this kind of expert shortcut through the noise, please do follow the channel. We do this regularly, turning complex topics into clear takeaways.
We'd love to have you back.
Until next time, stay safe out there.